Welcome to the Eligible Monster Podcast, the show that we film live every Thursday at about 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/eligiblemonster. We then upload it right here to our YouTube channel, Eligible Monster, every Friday or Saturday whenever it gets edited. This is the show where we sit down, talk about the games that we've played this week, our opinions on current news, what is happening, and overall just talk about the gaming industry as a whole in a long-form show for you guys. If you do enjoy this and you want us to do a lot more quicker style news stuff, we've considered launching an Eligible Monster news show, which is basically going to be our version of Funhouse or Inside Gaming or all those guys. If you want that, let us know in the comments down below, and we will start banging these out on a frequent basis. But if you prefer just having a podcast format like this is the show for you. Also, we do like to look up funny clickbait titles towards the end, but I'll explain more of that when we get there. Hello, Natalie. What are you doing today?
Hi. What am I doing today?
Yeah.
I'm on the show with you.
Oh, Andy, what are you doing today?
Same thing. It's a dumb question.
Thank you so much for having us today. How are you doing?
No, thank you for joining me on my show, Natalie.
Can I get my own show?
I thought it was our show.
What was your show?
Oh.
Can I
I
have
thought
my
it was
own show?
our show.
You have a show. You're going to explain
Yes,
the
it's
plots to
called-
things in Andy format.
It's called making your own channel and just getting out of here.
Ah, okay.
No competition, man.
I just get up and walk away. The mic
So-
comes with me.
Anyway, Andy and his sidebars are ridiculous. Let's continue onward with the plot. So Warframe, I'm going to kick off with that. Everyone knows that I'm a Warframe partner on our Twitch channel. We play Warframe quite a bit. I love the game. I play it at least once a week on the Twitch channel when there's a lot of new content, 2 or 3 times a week. But, so one of the other Warframe partners put out a video. They have a new format called Night Waves. Now, Night Waves is their version of like a live service / battle pass. The concept is every week we're going to give you, say, 10 different missions. And you do those 10 missions and you get reputation, and as you climb through the reputation, you can buy things. The way it used to work is you would get those things through alerts, Andy, which you're unaware of, but the way those worked is like at 6 p.m. today, this one's going up and you have 6 hours to do it.
Okay.
At 2100 today, this one's going to go up and you have an hour to do it. And you had to kind of catch them, you know? This is supposed to be the better way in which they have rewards in there and you just straight buy them for completing the thing. The problem is, and this is what Tactical Potato, the guy, I was linked to this video and watched it and I was like, this is really on point. The problem that they're running into is they're turning a game that is already well known for its grind, and they've literally just stacked grind onto it. Because before it used to be, oh, let me hop on and do this single alert. Ignitane's up, let me go run that mission. All my buddies hit me up, we all hop on and hit that Nitane alert, and we all go play other games, come back when we need to. Or we need to go farm something up, it take us an hour here and there. With the Night Waves, we have 10 missions to complete every week. And some of these are like, do 60 minutes of this style of gameplay. Go do 3 captures. Go do 5 sabotage. These are long, a ton of content. This is not, now on paper, you're like, well, that's good. It gives me more things to do. Except the problem is, it's not new content.
Right.
It's the same old content.
It's just stacked.
For very lackluster rewards, because you've been playing as long as I have, or other Warframe. I'd like to consider myself a veteran, but somebody's been playing for quite a while and have all the endgame stuff. You don't need any of this stuff.
Right.
So you're making me get on and run these things like crazy, and to top it all off, they came out and vaguely said when it was going to end. It could be around for 5 weeks, it could be around for 7 weeks. We don't know.
Depending on how popular it might be? Or?
I don't think they fully knew what they wanted to do with it. I think that was the issue.
Okay, so I have a question. You said they're making you run it. What happens if you don't run them?
You don't get whatever those rewards are.
But you just said you don't need the rewards.
Well, I don't, so I didn't do most
That's
of
what
it.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
So,
but
I mean, you don't have to
what
do
it's
them.
created, though, and this is where the complaint comes in, you're taking a game which is known for hopping on with your buddies and playing for an hour, and you get to grind out some fun stuff, and then you go to another game, or you hop on for 4 hours this one day and do a bunch of stuff. It's a casual kind of grindy game. Okay. And you've now tried to turn it into more of a live service, crammed in with grindy stuff. The reason I bring this up is we all have differing opinions on the current situation of the gaming market of live service games and grindy games and games that make you grind or buy it with money.
Right.
What do you feel about our older games now falling in line with that and kind of becoming that? Because in the case of Warframe, it's burned out a lot of players.
Right.
A lot of players just aren't not interested in this at this point. Now, they've said they're going to fix it and format it differently and stuff like that. This is the first iteration, but still. How do you feel about your old games becoming live services? Like if Natalie, for example, I'll go with you first. Bloodborne were to announce today we are not doing Bloodborne 2, but instead, new Chalice dungeons on a weekly basis with bonus rewards.
That's still new content. It really depends on if you just want to keep playing that specific game, honestly. I would be because you use that specific
Well, I used one of your favorite
example,
games intentionally.
Obviously, I would be okay with that. That would make me go back personally. But as someone who already has everything,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you can't really compare it to Bloodborne though, because it's not an MMO. It doesn't keep going.
I mean, technically, Warframe isn't an MMO either. It's a server-based game. You just hop on and do an instance.
you still have to.
It's like MMO like.
It's MMO light. I
yeah.
use that term a lot, MMO light.
Yeah.
Because it is, we all have to get on, we all work together.
Right.
There's no real major central hubs though. There's no MMO type features.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would say a lot of those like loot shooter type of games are, which I guess technically Warframe kind of falls into.
Warframe falls under kind
Yeah.
of, it's a weird light MMO / looter shooter.
Yeah,
'Cause you're not directly
yeah.
getting the loot, but you're getting all the parts to put together your
Right.
loot. So it's kind of wonky.
So I mean, I would say that.
I mean, keep in mind,
falls under,
Warframe's been around for 6
light.
years. It's been
Right.
through all these iterations of games.
Yeah. I would say that's more like an MMO light.
Okay.
Personally, that's what I would.
But like Bloodborne, and what if you had to do it on a weekly basis for 10 weeks, and at week 8, you're going to get something awesome, so you can't miss a week.
Well, then, I mean,
That's where because that's where the Warframe they put the only thing that a veteran player would want is the
Yeah.
Umbral Forma,
Right.
which I know you know what that is, but that's pretty much the
It's like
only
you're speaking
thing.
Chinese to me right now.
The only thing to me that sounded like was something I could use was at 28 on the reputation,
oh God.
and it was
Yeah.
so far up that tier.
That's
I
just a
tried it
lot.
for 3 straight weeks and was like, I'm not doing this
a
anymore.
massive grind.
Yeah, it was.
Well, like I said, it really is. I mean, to me, I'm sure the hardcore Warframe fans are going to be thrilled about it because it's more things to do, right? And maybe
Yeah.
help.
Well, no,
your-
they aren't fit through. That's the problem with the
help your
Warframe
friends,
fans.
though. You know,
Huh?
as well. You can get to help your friends as well. I mean, a big part of why people keep playing those games is because the friends are around and they just get to get together and play the game, and that's what keeps them playing.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Now, for the record, I also forgot to mention that they also stacked it on top of a limited event, which was super grindy as well. So it was like a grind on top of a grind on top of a grind kind of a deal.
That's MMOs though for you, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Grinds on grinds on grinds.
What about you, Andy? What's your favorite game of all time?
All time.
All
God,
time.
BioShock Infinite, right?
BioShock Infinite.
Okay, so what if BioShock Infinite?
I don't know, of all time, if I had to like say it right now, I'd say Witcher.
Okay.
Witcher
What if
3.
Witcher decided every week to come out with new missions for you? And if you miss a week,
What
you
would
won't
be
get
the-
to the top tier.
See, what would be the point of the missions though?
Well, there's no point to them Warframe other than getting some more loot.
Then I wouldn't do it.
You just wouldn't do it.
just wouldn't
You're
do
like,
it.
oh,
I
it's
personally-
cool you're doing it, but way too late for me.
I personally, no, even if it was like, if that was the, let's say, okay, so, because I talked about this last episode, how Witcher had a very good ending to its
Yeah.
story, right? If, let's say, as soon as I entered that story and they came out with, oh, well, we have this stuff, you can grind for better gear and stuff, I wouldn't play it.
No.
I hate grinding.
What
games.
if that last
Personally.
DLC didn't come out? They didn't give you Wine and Blood and instead gave you this weekly questing.
Wouldn't do it either.
No?
No,
Okay.
if I personally do not like grinding games. I hate grinding. I get bored.
I like
do not
grinding
wanna
if there's
play
a
it.
worthwhile reward at the end.
See,
That's
to me,
for
there's no worthwhile. To me, a worthwhile reward is a solid story, an ending, something like that. Better loot, don't care.
Okay.
If the goal of grinding is to get more loot so you can continue to grind, I don't care. I get bored, I have no interest in playing it. So for me, if that was the end, like let's say there was no DLC for Witcher,
Yeah.
right? It just ended the way the normal game ended, and then they were like, well, we'll come out with monster missions that don't have any story content, but you can get better gear. I wouldn't play it, just because that's not the type of game I like to play.
Okay.
That's the
It's
reason
actually funny the way you described that because Assassin's Creed Odyssey did just that.
It's
And I'm still playing it.
Right, but see,
every
that's-
week,
yeah.
like this week, we have Testicles the Nuts.
The nuts.
Roaming the world of
I'm sorry, what?
Testicles the Nuts.
Oh, of course, sure.
He's the newest mercenary.
But what's the point of killing the mercenary? Better gear.
Better gear.
See, to me, that's not worth it. That would not bring me, even with a gameplay style I like, whether it be Witcher 3, which I love the gameplay of that, or let's say BioShock, if they came out with, well, you can get better plasmids. Well, what's the point of getting the better plasmids? To get better plasmids.
Right.
No, it doesn't
That-
hold my interest.
That format is what's been irritating me about Final Fantasy XIV. So it's been irritating me in general about the Division right now. It's gaming in general has turned into a. Back in the day, we would grind something to get better loot to do something new.
Right.
That's what I missed back in the day. Like even on a solo player aspect, you would let's say beat Metal Gear Solid the first time through to get
But
your
you got
camo,
like the camo thing.
and then you would new game plus it to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
your
yeah.
bandana, and you would use the camo to
Right.
get there. Nowadays, games like to do the concept of, well, you're doing this piece of content to get better loot, to do this content better.
Right.
And I'm like, what's the point?
It doesn't. That's the.
That's
Honestly,
not a carrot on a stick. That's you putting me on a donut and I'm just doing circles.
and honestly, because I mean, you guys play a lot of MMOs.
Yeah.
I don't. I honestly don't play any MMOs because I get bored with the grinding. And generally speaking, the plot in MMOs is just leading to more grinding. There's no real point to the plot.
Well, it used to be, back in the day, it used to be like Final Fantasy XI is the big one we used to play, but even WoW and stuff like that. WoW, would you go to do the 40-man raid to get the better gear to do the next 40-man raid, and you wouldn't really be welcome at this next 40-man raid unless you did the first 40-man raid. Yeah. Now, problems arose. Only 5% of people are doing this one, so only 1% of people are doing this one. Right, that's the issue they ran into. What I really dislike is the current mentality of run this content to make running this content easier.
Right.
I love Division 2. We are still playing Division 2. We are waiting for the raid. The problem I have with Division 2 is go run Tidal Basin right now to get better gear so you can run Tidal Basin faster. And it's like, I don't want to do that. I want to beat Tidal Basin and then go right to the raid.
You're acting like it's new. It was the same thing in Division 1.
Yeah, it's going to say it's
well,
not.
I'm talking gaming in general is now going in that pattern because even 14, there's no reason to do the Savage, which is the top-end gear, because you get Savage gear, and the only thing more difficult than Savage, there isn't. Right. So you're running it to get better gear to run it again. So if you don't like the content, you find it annoying, you find the grind annoying, the people you're running with are annoying, you don't want to do it. It's just
right.
That's the run thing. The thing.
And
you
what's
run
the
into.
point anyway when it gets nerfed in 3 months after anyway? So.
But yeah, anyway, and that's what I'm saying. And then games like Warframe, it used to be we would grind, you get this frame, and then you can run that frame with your friends. And now they're making it so you're grinding so that you can grind more. And it's like it's a grind for a grind, and that's what I wanted. I like your guys' opinions because yours completely separate from her.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, just. All three of us. Well, you guys obviously have the same gaming style. I have a completely gaming style than a lot of people.
Not so much anymore, man. I'm pretty much on par with what you're thinking when it comes to just playing games just for the story at this point. I'm not interested in multiplayer games anymore.
And just the endless grind.
I just want to focus on a good story, good gameplay. That's all I want.
Which I mean, even if you, let's say unless you're like Call of Duty back in the day. The only way to unlock guns was to play the game and unlock more guns, which helps you. I mean, technically speaking, that's also a grind, but then you could just ignore those guns if you wanted to.
Right.
Like you didn't have, it wasn't like I have to play 8,000 rounds just so I can get this AK-47. You could still use the same gun.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter. It wasn't like everybody who had that AK was going to kill you because you only had your M4 or something like that. So, I mean, the whole grind to get loot, to get more loot, so you can continue to grind and get more loot. Yeah, that's just I get so bored. I can't.
I agree, man. I agree. I think it was for me. It was a couple of years ago. I just moved on from that. I put my time into these games.
Right, and
it's just not fun for me anymore.
Which is why when a single player game comes out and then the DLC comes out and it's more single player.
Right.
Whether it's like, and I don't like it when you need the DLC to get the good ending of the story. But like when it's more single player and more story DLC, I love that. Right. And I will pay for a good DLC for that.
I love that because I'm doing it in Assassin's Creed right now.
Yeah.
What I don't like is, like you said, where the DLC is the actual ending. The most egregious thing to that was, did you ever see Asura's Wrath?
Yes, I played it. Yeah.
It's an amazing. It's
I never played the DLC. I heard that the DLC
so
was
the game ends in a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
The DLC is the ending. It's $5.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It pissed off a lot of people.
Well, yeah, because Capcom, there was no plans for a sequel.
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't like we made it, and then we fell short of the numbers and we made a DLC. Yeah. It was like, here's the game, and a week later, here's the ending.
Fooled you.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So anyway, okay, that was the first thing I wanted to ask you guys about. I wanted to get your opinion on live service games becoming more grindy, and what do you think about that? As a Warframe partner, I'm really hoping they're going to see the feedback and they're going to fix it. Because I do love the game, and the developers there are very good at listening. And they clearly said multiple times, this is a test. We're going to see what people think of this. If this is something you want to do on a regular basis, that kind of a thing. But before I go on my little rant about people and their goddamn drinking problems.
What?
In Anno 1800.
Oh, I was like, now is not the time to have my intervention.
I was like,
all right, we do that in our private.
Listen, we can never get you here. This is it. How is Days Gone?
How is Days Gone?
You ask. I am so glad I didn't listen to any reviews. Period.
Except mine.
Actually, yes, that's true because I mean you actually talked about it like a week before it came out. You were like, yeah, absolutely, I will pick up that game.
Yep, and I picked it up day one.
I don't even care what people think about the game. I want to play it myself. And I am so glad that I trusted you and just myself as well. I was just like, I feel like this is open world. What am I going to dislike about it, right?
Right.
Besides the zombies, because zombies are just everywhere at this point.
Zombies.
Sorry, freakers.
Thank you.
So,
Zombies.
They're not zombies. They're not undead. They're not the living impaired.
That's right. And honestly,
Zombies.
I mean, man, people have been complaining. I've heard so many complaints about just
I've still seen terrible reviews.
Right.
This game is awful.
story is not engaging. The characters
Yeah, I
are
don't know.
awful.
Yeah,
There's what is it? The graphics are outdated.
Yeah.
None of this is true. None of this
I love the
is
game.
true.
Yeah, I have been enjoying it since I.
Exactly. Yeah. I
Put it
mean,
on, yeah.
the graphics is stunning. I've had one of my viewers on Twitch come in saying, "I thought this was Red Dead." So that should tell you right there that it's actually on par with the 2018/19 releases.
Right. Yeah.
And the gameplay is much better, much more fun than I expected personally, because it just give you like 2 different playstyle that you can just.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because we're actually playing it very differently.
Right.
Let me ask you this then, based on that playstyle thing.
Okay.
From what I've seen her playing it on stream and anybody else that's seen it, I've not played the
You
game.
have seen like 2 seconds of
No, I
it.
watched you
burning
play it
nests.
entirely.
Oh, thank you.
It looked to me like Last of Us with people walking around.
That's
Like an
that's
open world Last of
essentially
Us.
open
Yeah,
world Last
essentially
of Us.
that's what
Yes.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Because
exactly-
the game did not sound interesting to me, and then watch you guys playing, like that looks like kind of like an open world Last of Us.
And that's kind of how I was describing it to
Yeah.
her, because I actually picked it up. I think it was like 2 days before you or
Yeah.
something like that. I was like, it's a little bit of Last of Us, a little
Yeah.
bit of open world Last of Us,
Yeah.
it's a little bit of Red Dead, it's a little bit of Grand Theft Auto, it's
Far Cry.
a little bit of
in
Far
terms of,
Cry.
like,
Okay.
heists,
Yeah, like
the
kind of
world,
all
yeah.
melded into one open world.
And
game.
also, who could forget Mad Max with the whole
and,
bike,
yeah,
depending
and
on
Mad
the
Max,
bike
yeah, 'cause
system. Yeah.
you customize your bike.
Because the
so-
bike is just, it's everything in this game, really.
Now, is it like the new greatest open world game ever? No, but it's an amazingly fun game.
It's still
And
an incredible PS4 exclusive.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's amazing. Yeah.
Definitely worth picking up. Honestly, the voice acting in that game is,
Yep.
is incredible.
Yep.
And just the characters. I mean, the story is not the greatest, obviously, but you still get
It's kind
attached
of
to
a
these
retread.
characters,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's kind of a
you still
retread.
get attached to these characters, and you just want to keep playing.
Yeah.
So obviously now I'm at like, what is it, like maybe 40, 50 hours? Not even, I think.
You're at 40 or 50? You can't be
Well,
at
we're kind of like on the same thing. So
I was
like
gonna say, I'm
maybe
probably
30
at
hours,
like
50,
no.
20? 20 hours.
I'm probably at like 12.
12 hours?
If that.
Hang on.
There's no way you're that far, because we're
I've had,
roughly
like,
around there, unless you're doing a lot
I've streamed this
more.
4 days for
Okay.
like 5 hours, just about.
Okay, so maybe 20, maybe 20.
Maybe 20.
Maybe I'm just not keeping track very
And
well.
I've been told that this game is, if
30
you
to
blitz,
45 is what I
Yes.
heard, yeah.
and I think overall like 150 hours or something, if you just do everything.
Right,
Everything
which I've
there
been
is to do.
focusing on a lot of like clearing
Me
out the
too, man. I've just
infestations
been,
and
yeah,
stuff.
absolutely. Oh my God. Can we talk about the Horde?
I keep
The-
accidentally running into the Horde. So Ben,
No, this actually works very well because Kevin's having an issue with the schedule,
Oh, okay.
and so you guys playing Days Gone is good.
That's fine. Okay, yeah, just
keep running
talk
into,
to me.
I keep
It's
calling
fine.
them the herd.
The
Right.
herd?
Yeah, because it's like a herd of cattle, but it's zombies.
Yeah.
And they wander.
Oh yeah, oh,
And I'm like,
I love this.
Tootling along on my,
I love
on my motorcycle, like, yeah, I'm gonna go salvage some parts. It's gonna be great. And then I come over a hill into a herd of
Oh
zombies.
yeah, absolutely. Because
And then they just pretty much kill me.
Absolutely, because the best
I mean, that
part
sounds
about
like
this
fun.
is they obviously they want to hide from the sun, right? So they just chill in their cave during
Yep.
the day, right? And if you leave them alone, they just stay there.
Yeah,
and
until you
then,
accidentally wander into one of the
Right.
caves.
and then especially when you liberate outposts, because they love to be just
Yeah, that's
under. It doesn't matter, but the what is it? As the day progresses, obviously, when it gets to nighttime, they like to just start like, I guess they have like a point A to point B kind of thing,
Kind of
right?
thing,
So
yeah,
they just
yeah,
like
yeah.
start to migrate, you know, out of the cave to where they need to be during
Yeah,
the
whether
nighttime.
it be like a feeding area or something like that, yeah.
Absolutely, and so I've made so many mistakes just getting out there and just doing my missions during nighttime because I'm stupid.
I've done the same thing.
And so I'm like,
It
hey,
sounds like every game where it's like, don't go out at night.
Exactly.
What if I do?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, so like the herds, I'm just gonna call them herds.
Sure,
The
sure.
herds actually sleep in caves. There's stuff in the caves.
right, yes.
So if you want to get the stuff, you have to go when the zombies come out.
right.
Okay.
Mm.
So
Why don't you just go while they're all in there?
because they kill you.
Is it like by default, or could you kill them inside of the cave?
You could.
I suppose
actually
you
tried.
technically could if
I
you have
did-
enough bullets.
I tried that.
And gun-
Or
or
actually, if you have
explosives.
explosives, because I've tried that. There was a camp that I don't know what it was. I guess it was like a bunch of them, like maybe 10 of them, like in like actual, what is it, the cult.
Okay.
That you have to
Rippers.
kill in order to, right,
Yeah.
thank you. And there was a horde underneath that camp.
Oh, in the caves. Yeah.
So I was
also
so
liberated that one.
frustrated with just not.
I just used the horde to
I just
kill
used
them.
the horde
Yeah.
to actually essentially clear them out,
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
just saved me so much ammo. I mean, I try to do that every single time now.
Yeah. No,
and
it's a good
just
plan.
so
Yeah,
fun,
yeah, yeah.
right? So all you have to do is
Natalie's
just
better than you? That's
no,
what I'm
all,
getting.
all
'cause I
you
did
have
the
to
same
do.
thing.
So all you have to do is just shoot one of them with a shotgun.
And then they freak out and
Yeah,
they
they
rush you,
freak
yeah,
out,
yeah.
and then obviously the horde's like, what's this sound? So they just like bolt over there and then just kill all of them for you. But there was another point where I wanted to get to a certain point, and obviously the horde was in my way.
Okay.
And there was a big bear on the right. So I was like, what happens if I just get that bear to attack them? That bear was dead in like 2 seconds, man.
I wouldn't even thought of that.
I was really rooting for that bear, but that bear did not last, man. I was like, all right, I'll be back.
You got him, Smokey. Oh, Smokey dead. Oh, poor Smokey. My favorite was
my
I was
gosh.
like clearing out nests in the small like little town. And like I started to come out the front door and the herd was walking down the street. I was like,
God.
I'm just gonna get it.
It reminds me of
Yes!
The Walking Dead, where they're like trying to
It's
redirect the
best
herd
part.
with certain things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't redirect them until you like shoot at them.
That's right.
The redirection is they come and kill you. So I just kind of like stepped back in the house and I like crouched underneath a window and I'm like watching this.
So is it like Walking Dead, basically, but good? Because those
Basically,
games suck.
yeah,
like
absolutely.
I never played like the Telltale ones.
Oh,
Like the
the
other
Telltale
Walking Dead
is
games
not-
are terrible, but
It's
the
just like
shooter
story
one.
driven.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like it has like the crafting
Oh yeah.
from like Last of Us
Mm-hmm.
and Mad Max. It has like the motorcycle from Mad Max. It's got like the shooting from Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto. It's got so
slow-mo
much. Yeah,
of
you
Red
get
Dead.
slow mo.
Yeah.
Like it's got so much in it.
Yeah.
And then I think the story's really good so far.
Yeah. It's really engaging. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, a lot of the people online were like, the story doesn't make any sense. And the guy, like, he, 1 minute he acts like he's all tough, the next minute he's acting like he's crazy. It's like, that's the story.
Yeah.
It's like 3 years into a zombie apocalypse, and the guy is just trying to do what he can to survive. So
Absolutely.
that he's a little unhinged. It makes sense to me. I don't know. To me personally, like, I've been getting into it. I've enjoyed the whole.
Same
and
here.
I
man.
guess I'm technically like 20 hours in too.
Now, obviously, we're not going to lie to you guys. There are a couple
Oh
of
yeah, there's some
technical
technical
difficulties.
issues. It's
And
I was about to
that's-
ask about that, because that's the most flat. Because you and I joked about it, Andy, that we hadn't heard much about the game as it was
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
out. And my theory was that it's because it's not terrible, but it's not great. It's mediocre. It's got some problems and bugs and issues. It'll very much cater to an audience who enjoys these kinds of games, like you guys.
Right.
But I don't think it's going to attract new people. Horizon Zero Dawn, amazing game.
Yeah.
But it definitely was not a attract new people to the PlayStation kind of
Right,
game.
right.
God of War, though, tons of people played that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
so I mean, it's got some pop-in. It definitely has some pop-in issues. I mean, it's got some technical bugs. I've had it when I first got it. Before I did the updates, I think it crashed twice on me. Hasn't crashed since.
The only problem I've had with the game is just the sound. Whenever I quit.
Occasionally, there's like a sound issue.
Yeah, so basically,
yeah.
all you won't hear anything. Basically, you won't hear the zombies. You
Yeah,
won't
you won't-
hear
there's, like,
the
no sound
hitting.
effects.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
sound effects
Except you.
Yeah, except the grunting. Oh,
Yeah, it's the weirdest freaking thing.
yeah.
I'm killing the zombies.
happened. That happened to me before. Basically, I was just wandering around the cemetery, because it's a great place to be at night, right?
I would. Yeah.
So obviously
there's
the sound crapped out
vampires
on me.
somehow.
So I was like, there's nobody here. That's cool. I turn around, there's a fucking horde just whoosh. Like, that's cool.
I like it.
I guess
That
that's a
actually would be
restart.
more terrifying.
Oh, absolutely.
If you think about it.
100%.
The zombie virus actually takes everyone's vocal cords and they can't make any noises.
Oh, God.
Silent zombies.
That is just, that's the
Gary,
greatest
write that
idea
down. We're
ever.
putting it in the game. We're
Write
putting
that
that in the game. You're not listening. It's fine.
Gary's just like, what?
I don't even know what's going on.
Oh my God. No, but like,
No,
the
so
worst
yeah, I mean, there's
part-
definitely some technical issues.
I-
And a lot of the stuff can be your standard open world side mission stuff.
Right,
Sure.
right. And I just love the randomness of the horde, just doing whatever they want. And I ended up having like 3 of them, like 3 hordes, 3 groups of hordes behind me, just like running across the map. I was like, well, eventually they'll stop, right?
Right, they
never
gotta get
did.
tired at some point. The
they
sun will
never
come out and
did,
it'll be
yeah.
fine. They
Spoiler,
never got-
no, they never did.
Did they
I had
kill
to
you?
actually trigger a cutscene to get rid of them.
Did you really?
Yes.
Jesus.
But that was,
Did you try leading them to a camp?
Yes, actually, but
see what
I couldn't
happened.
find anything, dude. It was just nothingness.
wow.
And I think I was panicking a little bit, so I was just doing circles. So,
Running out of gas?
Oh no, my bike was
You ran
just...
out of gas.
No, I had
you?
left my
Yes.
back.
I heard that the bike control's really good. You can even idle down a
does.
hill.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
fun.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
really fun.
I like power sliding into zombies. It's my favorite thing to do.
I'll just be driving down the road and then boop.
The best thing ever is
Just
just
booping them?
Yeah.
it's just
Well, they
being
die.
on your bike,
I just,
right?
I just picture Andy late at night in his house, all the lights down, just that boop.
No, the best
accurate.
thing, like when it comes to you being on the bike and you just running from them or like running into them, is sometimes some of them will literally just jump on you and
Oh,
knock
yeah, and
you
they
off
pull
the
you
bike.
off the bike.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's really funny.
Does that happen when you're booping?
that's awful because then
No,
the
'cause I'm
horde
awesome.
comes up and then yeah, it's over.
And then a horde comes. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So-
yeah, I've been having a blast with it, man. I can't wait to stream some
Honestly,
more.
I think we
Yeah.
should end the show so I can go play it.
That's what I'm gonna
Well,
do.
no, I want to talk about what I've been doing with us.
Oh,
Nobody
right.
cares.
I know the
right?
game came out like a month ago at this point, or maybe 3 weeks
yeah,
ago.
yeah,
Natalie and Sean played the hell out of it, but it's a game called Anno 1800.
Yeah.
You're basically in the 1800s, and you're trying to
Really?
start up a new world in like
idea.
South America from England, and like it's got a crazy
Just in
plot. It's a
case.
Sim City kind of game.
Yeah.
But I'm so tired of everyone demanding booze or bread. Why do they want those two things? Or red peppers?
He was explaining this game to me when
Yeah.
I first started playing it. And he's like, I can't figure out why all my townspeople are upset. So he built this town and he put the coal mine right in the center.
Oh, of course.
So all the smog
pollution.
and,
Yeah.
and pollution is.
I wonder
fixed that.
why.
Everyone's getting cancer in the black lung. And Ben's
Oh
like, I don't know
my
why
God.
everyone's upset. I don't get it.
I fixed that.
Sure.
Good sir.
World's worst.
I
leader.
got to the end of the
not
game.
living
Now
in
my
Ben's
problem
town.
with this game is it does a very poor job of explaining some of the more intricate parts of it.
Okay.
It does the basics. Here's the island. Here's how you make a farm. Here's
Well,
what
I mean,
you make
that's
with
kind of like all of
townspeople.
those like city building games, isn't
yeah.
it?
I mean,
Right, no, it is to an
Yeah,
extent, but the game's based on the concept that you're going to claim different islands. But they don't tell you the importance of that early in the game's campaign.
The importance of that is to expand your power.
Well, so the first time I'm playing through this game,
It's world
okay,
domination
it's a
101,
city
my
building
friend.
game, and people are burning down towns, and they're fighting and everything, and I built like fields over here and fields over here, and we're good. Okay?
Wait,
And-
why were they burning down the town?
Oh, they're rioting about something about me doing propaganda and demanding more money out of them, but whatever.
Oh, see, you know what you need then is a solid military.
Well, I have that.
Okay, yeah, put down those
Obviously,
riots
yeah.
fast.
No, I was.
Okay.
So my first playthrough, I'm like, I don't know why people don't do this. Taxes
Mine's
all the way
dictator.
up. Insert. I would put newspaper articles into the newspaper that were like, spend, spend, spend.
Wrong
Good
game.
Lord.
Tropico, man, is what you want to be.
Well, so
You wanna
anyway,
be a
I built this
dictator.
entire town up, went through chapters 1 through 3, got to the end of the game, okay, and it's like the final. So I go through all the whole plot. I've taken back my land from my evil manipulating brother. I found out the killers of my father, and they're like, all right, so one last thing. We just want you to wipe out the
You just
opposing army off the
spoiled
map.
the entire freaking game right there.
Huh?
You just spoiled the
No, it's the
entire
plot.
game.
You're finding those things out. I said I
don't
found
know,
those
man.
things out. It's not like I spoiled it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
area.
was thinking about playing it, but now that I know the ending, I don't know.
I'm not saying the ending. But the final chapter of the game, it tells you
But the literal last line is
is.
you are Batman. No. It
Plot
spins
twist.
off into Gotham by Gaslight.
my
I would
God.
play the crap out of that game.
And then you actually
You
have
build
to
up
build
Gotham?
That's awesome,
And then
man.
you become basically Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bat
That's
signals everywhere and
Yeah,
shit.
dude, I
Wow.
would play the crap out of
So I
that.
get to the end of it, right? And I got one island, and then in the South America, I got one island.
Okay.
And everyone's upset with me because I'm not getting them their goddamn canned goods, and they want the canned goods. Or glass. I don't have glass at this point.
Why are you throwing
It's
your
like,
phone around?
what do you think
dude?
this is? The 2000s? They're like, sir, we actually had canned goods and glass in the 1800s. Shut up!
I don't care. If you want glass windows, you get a little breeze. But anyway, with the smog coming from the pollution.
You wonder why they're all getting sick, man.
Smell that coal.
Wow.
So the game
my
gets to a point
Lord.
where it's like I start hemorrhaging money, and it's like, oh, now you need to last chapter, just go wipe out the opposing army. And I'm like, oh, that's all I got left to do.
Granted, his entire infantry is all plagued with a black lung.
Of course.
Well, so here's what I discovered. I didn't realize I technically owned every island in the little area.
Okay.
Based upon the plot of the game, I thought you just had the main island. So the entire
so you had
game,
like all these non-built-up islands?
well, they were built up.
Oh.
But not by me. So there's opposing forces that have now come into the area, and they all nicely go, hey, would you mind if I settled on one of your islands?
Okay.
Yes, I would.
And what
mind.
you do want, do want that because you want to open up trade routes.
Okay, yeah.
So you want them to do all the work, and okay, now give me the coal.
I love
You know?
the smell of commerce in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what you do. Not knowing that eventually I was going to need to build up this army and do things, because the game is like totally anti-war up to this point.
See, I
It's
would have
all
built
about
up army
commerce.
day one.
It's all about commerce.
You
So you
would've
have
lost
some
them.
boats
I'm
for
fine
a
with
couple
that.
of
My army's
opposing
pretty
problematic
trimmed
pirates, but you don't do anything. Like,
Okay.
they're out there, but they haven't attacked me, so I haven't built any boats up.
Right.
So I get to the end of the game, and through the entire game, they're like, "Can you mind if I settle here?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" "Can you mind if I settle here?" "Yeah, sure, why not?" "You mind if I settle here?" "Yeah, sure, why not?" I get to the end, and they're like, "Okay, now
Worst ruler ever.
yeah, so they're like, so now you need to build up your entire armada over here." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Oh, these people want canned goods and glass and things like that, so I can build this, and I don't own any of the islands with that on it, because I've given them all away."
There's like other virtual kings are like, you see this idiot? He's just handing over the island. Just ask him if we can have one. He'll be fine. He won't even care.
That's exactly what it was. So then I'm like, well,
we got the island that farms bullets and guns, and he didn't even care. It was just we pull him straight.
did. They had
pull
the
him
one-
straight out of the ground.
they had the ones that have the weapons factories are on this one. Over here's where the peppers are growing. I need those for canned goods.
My God, Ben.
So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I'll just go take these islands from the enemy.
Take them by force. I
Because
like it.
the way they work is you can just you have shares of the island. You can take the shares. None of this is explained in the game.
Okay.
So in order to take an
So now
island,
you have stocks in the island.
you buy all the stocks out on the island through a corporate takeover, and then you buy the island.
Okay.
But that puts
Yeah.
you to war with everyone.
Sure.
Of course.
And
But
now
you don't have an army.
And I don't have an army, and I can't
Yes.
make one without taking
So
these
you
islands.
sent your farmers to fight for
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, there you
What
go.
they did.
You conscript them or conscript them, or whatever the hell you pronounce that word.
So I kind of got stuck in
Work
this
for
middle
Russia.
ground where I was really irritated with the
little
game because
bit.
I was doing amazing up to this point. And then, did you guys ever get to a game where you're at the ending, you're like, I either have to start over or spend 20 hours fighting with these stupid other rulers for land that I own?
Nah, I probably would have quit the game by then.
Well, I did quit the game and started over.
Yeah.
So my new plan, the
That
new
is true.
one, the new plan, the moment they gave me boats, I'm like, there, go there, go there, we're taking them all.
New plan. Last and one alternate reality, Ben was like, "Take my islands, I don't care." And the next one, he was like, "Mine, get away."
Get the hell off my
Just
land.
starts like shooting at people randomly.
I know what's about to happen.
So
I've played this game before.
So I'm at the end of it. So I'm finally like figured the game out. I got chartered routes going like everywhere. If you look at my trade routes, it's ridiculous. Like one boat goes like over here to 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 over here. And I'm like, I probably could shorten that, but it's kind of interesting to see it doing this.
Fine, it does its thing.
And that is why you never spend any time with me at night.
Yeah, well, so the last couple of nights, well, I'll be like, I think I figured out how to do this one thing. So I go over there and
It
I
was
start messing
hilarious,
with it.
man,
And
'cause-
3 or 4 hours later, she's like, where are you? And I'm like, holy shit, it's like midnight.
Because we were just chilling here with our friend Sean, who came to
Sean's
visit.
visiting.
And, we're just watching TV together and we're just talking. And Ben's like, yeah, I'm just going to check Discord real quick. I'm like, all right, just 5 minutes. Okay, yeah, sure. 3 hours later, Ben? Oh, shit, what?
I got a canned goods armory going.
We come in the next morning like, man, we gotta start streaming in like 15 minutes. He's like, guys, my canned goods, I can't do it.
That makes so much
It's
sense
working
now.
though. I got people
my
sending
bullet
stuff.
farmers are upset.
And then when I had to go to the South America area, I did the exact same thing. I'm like, mine and mine and mine and mine and mine. Not yours, mine.
And I was like,
See,
Ben,
that's how I would be a global dictator.
you do realize this game can pause, right? And save as well. It's not going anywhere.
I know.
I'm pretty sure Ben thinks all games need to be played in a continuous stream.
Sure, of course. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I've been hopelessly addicted now that I figured out how trade routes work, because that's the thing, they never explained that.
Right.
The game did not explain, unless I missed it, but I was following all the text the first time around, that
Shocker.
you might not be able to grow a certain thing on a certain island.
Right.
Just go get the other island and then charter the stuff back and forth to yourself.
And that's how global economics works, man.
Because when you let them take it over, you got to make them all nice with you so you can trade amongst them.
Right, yeah.
It is global.
Yeah, it's global economics. That's exactly what it is.
But if I own the other island, I don't have to. I don't have to deal with them.
And that's how dictators work, Ben. But if I own that other place, I don't have to worry about being nice
And
to
so
them.
what I'm stating now is I understand George W. Bush's attack on
Sure.
Iraq for
Yeah.
oil. And
So long story short, history actually makes a lot of sense to me now.
he was like, I want the oil. And
But I don't want to be nice to them.
And they were
about
like,
it.
sir, you need to give us gifts and give us flattering comments, and we really want your canned goods. And George Bush was like, I bought all the stocks, get off.
Anyway, I'm going to move my army in. For how long? 20, 30 years, whatever.
We're just going to make a permanently occupying force.
Yeah,
of you. Don't worry about me.
Don't worry about it.
Oh my God, Ben.
Oddly enough, this is also kind of how like Hitler saw it too, by the way. Just so we're clear on that.
Oh, so first time around, I was a guy with like a little goatee and like a Hitler stash.
Oh God, dude.
And he was the nice one.
Oh, that's
The
weird.
dictator girl, I picked the girl, yeah, because I went through it and I unlocked this like very pretty fair lady, but she's like, I'm the queen.
Also pretty historically accurate, actually.
You gave me power.
Off with his head. No, that was a different thing.
So my Hitler-looking guy was the nicest guy in the world, giving away land.
Are you crying?
I'm cracking myself up. I'm trying to
Well, I
tell
guess you gotta do it to somebody.
I'm telling the joke of what I'm talking about. Anyway,
Right. Well,
All right, well,
off with his head.
sounds like a great game.
yeah.
It is
Good time.
Probably
I'm
not.
hopelessly addicted.
I never liked city builder games.
Natalie likes them, but then she gets bored.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say she was telling me about Tropico.
Yeah. All I
newest
need to
Tropico
do
that's
is just burn a bunch of people and then I just get bored.
She's like,
it's
once
just
I
like The
murder a
Sims.
couple of thousand people.
It's just like The Sims, man. You know, sometimes I just make my Sims. You know what? I probably shouldn't say that on stream. It's fine.
No, do it.
I
put
put them
them
all
in
in
the
the pool and then
Yeah.
I just remove the ladders and
I watch the fun ensue.
That's messed up.
it really is messed up. Yeah. Yeah. I said that before.
And then people look at me and they're like, why do you play such violent video games? I'm not a sadist.
I wouldn't call myself a sadist.
I mean,
That's fair.
at one point in Anno, they were like, we're short on cattle. And I'm like, well, we got a lot of farmers in a canned goods factory.
You didn't really do that, did you?
No.
Soylent Green is people. now you've just become Oddworld. If you think about it. Now there's a strategy.
Me and City build. All I'm saying
You guys
is,
are sick.
don't-
Just
don't-
for clear on that.
I just
yeah.
want to let you guys know, don't ever put me in the charge of any real cities.
Well,
Why did he
it's
put the
Ben.
coal plant in the middle? I don't know. It's a good place to put
That
it.
was
Didn't
you
be that
in
story-
Anno. Just pollution, like nonstop. But then if you put him in SimCity, it's water parks everywhere.
That's true.
That's it.
That makes sense. Well, it's like that, they made that dog the mayor of some town. It'd be like they made a YouTuber the mayor of some town, and it's Benny.
So, moving on to our next segment of our show, where we go over funny clickbait titles or titles we want to talk about.
Okay.
Mopey sent me one that's highly political, and then no funny one. So Mopey failed, but I got one that's interesting.
Okay.
So we got
Is
one
this the
story to talk
highly
about.
political
today.
one?
No, we're not doing the highly political.
Oh, okay. I don't really.
Basically, some idiot podcast argued that Mortal Kombat's being SJW, and I'm like,
Oh,
why,
okay.
why
Oh
would
my
I
God.
even care?
Yeah.
And from what I read
time.
in the article, I mean, I won't even give the article attention. But from what I read in the
time.
article, his argument as to why it's gone SJW is Jade is wearing clothing that looks like a burqa. I'm like, we're done with this.
That's just like
Intriguing. All right.
Which is funny because I like Jade and I like her outfits. I'm trying to unlock them right now.
remember
Well,
what
you're
you
part of-
said last
Apparently.
time about people just wanting to jump on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
latest fucking trend and just finding something wrong about it. That's it right here.
Of all the characters whose outfits looks bad, because I was watching a comparative Sonya throughout each of the years in Mortal
Okay,
Kombat,
yeah.
and like she went from having like massive breasts,
Yes.
to relatively toned down, and now she's wearing a tank top that's pretty covering.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you were going to complain about anything going to SJW, wouldn't that be the one? Not the ninja who now has a burqa-looking thing, like. Wouldn't you complain about, wow, they made them look uglier? It wasn't that the entire argument for Mass Effect Andromeda? They made the women ugly.
I don't know, was it?
That was the entire,
I don't remember that.
That was the entire anti-SJW argument, was that they had made them all look ugly intentionally.
That's right. They actually came out and
They,
said
they
that.
were saying, they were trying to make
we
them.
did it on purpose. So wait, that I remember
Okay,
that.
I like-
I remember that. They said that because they didn't want to set unrealistic expectations for us gamers.
Yes.
So they were like, we want to make it
So wait, their argument
so
was
realistic that
y'all
they're
are
just
ugly,
terrible
so
looking.
we're gonna make all the characters ugly.
Basically.
The argument was that they were
That's
trying to make them
exactly
look
it.
realistic.
Realistic, yes.
None of you are good looking, so why would you want video game characters? Right? Makes sense.
I was like,
Bunch
are
of
you
trolls
serious?
out
Did
here
you
playing our
really?
game.
Did you really just?
So anyway, I just found that funny. Like,
That
I
is
didn't go
funny,
deep
yeah.
into the argument, so I don't know if there was more to it.
Right.
But the example used was Jade wears a burqa that makes her look like a suicide bomber in Sri Lanka. I was like, okay, I'm done reading this thing.
Fucking
This is
serious
dumb.
right now?
Interesting. All right.
Because she's still got like thighs for days going on and things
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
that's like the
Freaking
slutty
hot as
burger.
hell.
Right, yeah, it's like a slutty burqa. It's not like she's like completely covered.
It's like a burqa with a slit right up to there.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, and you can get her classic outfit too. It's not even difficult. It's just in the crypt. So, anyway.
Yeah.
What's the actual article we're going over?
The director of Fast and the Furious 8 is making a Saints Row movie.
Oh.
Hey.
Isn't Fast and Furious pretty much a Saints Row movie?
Which is why they were probably like, they're making movies about our games.
Just goes.
So,
But superpowers though, right? Saints Row.
I'm assuming it'll be the
Depends on
1
what
and
Saint
2.
Row you're playing. Yeah.
Saints
You
Row
didn't really have
5,
superpowers until
man.
like...
Yeah.
Do you know what happened
3 or
with
4?
Saints Row, Natalie? Do you know like how it got to where it's at?
I remember playing it with you. I remember playing
We
the
played
fourth,
the superpower one.
the 4th and 5th one, right?
I think there's only 3 and 4. 3 is the crazy.
There's like a get out of hell.
Yes.
Yeah, so technically that's
it.
5.
Technically
so
that's 5.
Saints
That's
Row
5,
came
yeah.
out as a direct competitor for GTA, but it
Yes.
had no way to stand out.
And it literally didn't. The first one was like so incredibly generic.
It was generic,
Yeah.
gangster, it was just GTA.
Yeah.
The second one came out and did the exact same thing, but they tried to like
They
goof
kind of
it
made it
up
a little bit goofier. Yeah.
Right, and they realized the goofiness lets them stand out from GTA,
Right,
so they
makes
can
sense,
stand
yeah.
out. So when 3 came out, that's the first over-the-top one.
3 was the one where you were technically in the Matrix, wasn't it?
No, that's 4.
That's
4
4.
is the Matrix,
Yeah,
and that's
that's
where you got superpowers.
3 is where you become president of the U.S. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, the ending of the president,
That's
but
it.
like
Yeah.
all of it's still grounded, I guess you could say. You're still driving cars and things like that.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
jumping over buildings and fighting aliens.
Really, what's even the point?
But yeah, and then there was Gat out of Hell, which is technically the 5th, I guess, but like a weird standalone.
It was like a spin-off from 4.
yeah.
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 I remember that. That was a
funny.
fun. That was a fun.
But yeah, I
playthrough.
mean, pretty much Fast and Furious is Saints Row.
Right, so it
at
just
this
makes
point
sense to me that they're
anyway.
going to do
Yeah,
this.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come out great. Nothing like Sonic or anything.
I've been. Well, it's one of those games. It's just like when Take Two or no Gearbox came out with Battleborn. Like, why did you not give us Borderlands 3?
Yes, Bloodborne 2. I agree.
Why did that?
Yeah,
what I'm saying is-
Gearbox, why did you give
Well,
us
'cause
Bloodborne 2?
Deep Silver did the same thing. Instead of making Saints Row 5, I forget the name of the game, but they made a game where they took all the powers and separated into like individual superheroes, and it was a single player title, and you had to swap between them.
You know
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it's
Agents
even,
of Mayhem.
and it's even set in the Saints Row universe.
Yeah, it's
so
literally set in the same universe, yeah.
you can be Gat.
Yeah. Because it's actually supposed to be like an alternate reality to the ending of Get Out of Hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he came back and he's now a cop again.
Yes.
or something like that.
Yeah. Something like that.
I don't know why they did that and why they just didn't make.
Saints Row 5.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
Agents of
whatever
Man
they're
wasn't
doing, yeah.
terrible, but it screamed.
It was kind of
multiplayer.
like, it was essentially Saints Row, but with less customization.
Yeah.
Because you had like the set characters. You couldn't make your own. Like all the Saints Row game, you make your own guy.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
girl
I
or
remember that
whatever.
because Ben was just his guy was outrageous.
Remember we made the girl and you made her naked for most of the Let's Play?
Yeah, I made
If you
her
want to see a
naked.
classic,
Listen, it's not my fault. Our characters are huge horse.
we did the Christmas special and I was whoring it up like crazy. in that
yeah?
one.
Yeah, he was in like a
We did
thong.
so way back at the beginning of all of this. We
Like
had a
Ben
Let's Play
actually,
channel.
or on the character on the game?
Both.
Oh, all right.
Just
We had,
no
we
one
had a
can
Let's
see
Play
that.
channel, and on the Let's Play channel, our biggest series was Saints Row.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
And it was like I made a guy. Natalie made me into a girl midway through, and
Sure.
then we just ran with it. Like I was in a bikini for most of the game and beating people up with the giant dildo.
I know what you guys like to see. You're welcome.
Dildo sword?
I was a guy at the beginning, though.
Sure you were, Ben.
I was.
He was, and I was like, "This is boring, Ben. Just spice it up a little bit, you know?"
Spice it up. Put it on.
Spice it up
some
with
boobs.
really big boobs. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then we got
pretty
linked
spicy.
another one that I'm going to look at real quick for a funny story.
Mm-hmm.
5-year Minecraft run ended by Zombie Baby.
I actually saw that this
I
morning.
am completely clueless about that one. What
On
happened?
May 17, 2019, Minecraft will be celebrating its 10-year anniversary by hosting an event on the title's history.
10-year?
Yeah. And now it seems
realize it was up for 10
that there has been another noteworthy moment in the game's long-running
Click it,
history.
right.
Philza, a Twitch streamer who bears a world record for the longest-running permadeath hardcore Minecraft playthrough, has been forced to end his run in a simple yet undercutting fashion. For those not in the know, Minecraft's hardcore mode lives up to its description as there is no respawning and it's locked to the hardest difficulty. After dying in single
like
player,
Minecraft Survival.
the world is
Right.
completely erased, meaning that the past 5 years of Philza's work is gone up in smoke thanks to a zombie baby and a spider, which could be compared to Minecraft Herobrine hoax and sheer mischance of it all. Most of the situation is good old RNG and a touch of bad luck. After defeating 2 zombies, a zombie baby spawned, but making the situation worse is that it spawned with a full gold enchanted Minecraft armor. Philza was actually wearing Minecraft's elytra wings, whatever that is, so I want that. Meaning that he had practically no
It's like, I need
defense.
this now.
Exactly. Especially after he accidentally set the zombie baby on fire with his sword.
I mean, it happens.
Realizing the unfortunate predicament he found himself in, the Minecraft record holder tried to flee, but the damage was done by the zombie baby. The damage was enough from the zombie baby that a simple spider managed to drain the last of his hearts, resulting in the loss of everything he's worked on in the past 5 years.
That's pretty heartbreaking, man.
Sadly enough, he also had a golden apple in his inventory that could have saved him, but he panicked.
Oh, he panicked. Oh no. Shit,
It's like me
man.
with Tetris.
Yeah,
Panicking.
basically.
I'm panicking. Eat the apple. I can't. I don't remember what the button
I
is.
know. Sean and I are going to start over and do a hardcore run now.
There
See
you
if we
go.
can break
I'm
the
surprised
5-year
you
record.
haven't done a hardcore run. Or you're not doing a hardcore run.
Yeah, I know. I've done them before. We're going to do that next on the stream. Then, Sean?
Ben's like, that's it. We're doing a hardcore run as long as we can survive. And then like 10 minutes later, he dies.
Yeah. He's just like, well, that's
happened to me
But a good
before.
run, boys.
I guess we're
And
done.
we're off to a bad start.
Yeah.
So,
I've started 7 hardcore runs tonight. Just keep dying.
that happened to me in Diablo a couple times. We're doing a hardcore, hardest difficulty. And first zombie killed me. All right, restart. A little bit lower difficulty.
I didn't even get out of the town. There's only NPCs
Why
here.
did Deckard kill me?
What's going on? I don't understand.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's EMP. Did you have fun, Natalie?
Yeah, definitely.
Andy, did you have fun? Find Natalie at her Twitch channel, Zodiac Candy, or right here on the Eligible Monster channel. We are looking back at the previous videos we just did, the discussions, the VR games, the gameplays, seeing what you guys like, and we're hoping to get back to filming that like normal next week, now that we kind of have a better idea what you're looking for here. Also, let me know what you think about the news idea. If you want us to do little bite-sized 10-minute segments, maybe 3 times a week, standing up and copying what everyone else does, but with our own unique humor. Natalie and Andy.
Yep.
Let's be honest. We're hilarious.
Oh, no, honestly, these are the 2 hosts I'm currently looking at.
I think you're hilarious. Me, not so much, man.
I think combination.
I think the 2 of you would be great hosts for gaming news, though. That's why.
Yeah,
Anyway,
let's do it, man.
And we could just ignore
down
Ben
with
the
it.
whole time.
You could
Yeah,
ignore me
of
the whole
course.
time.
Like he's in the background, like trying to talk to us.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this podcast. If you're watching live, stick around.